And from the looks of it, looks like you and I are still the only ones here at the moment. Ah. Oh, we got third person in now, apparently. So, um, albeit they haven't said anything yet. All right, well, hello, everybody.
Hello, happy Friday.
Yeah, and I do thank everybody for the likes and shares. It is really appreciated. Um, if we can get more people in here, particularly more friendly people, that'd really be appreciated. Okay, so
Can you hear me? Am I on?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
All right, so let's see now. So yeah, I guess we'll
So
wait.
I'm sorry. Yes, happy Friday. Good to see you, Mike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both are trying to get stuff done.
Yeah.
There's Toys. Good evening, Pete's. Good evening, Toys. Um,
Hey, toys.
so how'd your day go today, Toys? Hopefully everything's going well with you. I don't know if you guys actually celebrate Halloween up there in Canada or not. So, will your kids be going out trick or treating?
I don't know what my kids are gonna do. I texted Maddie today, but she didn't say anything. I imagine they've got something planned.
Yeah.
They know a few of their neighbors, so. But Esley's only. I mean, like he's one. He's like just a month over one. So I don't know that it.
From what I would understand, it would be likely that she'll probably take him out in the stroller or something like that.
Either that or like maybe I know like malls around here, especially because it's Minnesota and it gets cold. Like they do the candy crawls at the mall. So the okay. So the kids are like inside and it's safe and stuff like that. And the stores hand out candy.
Yeah, I mean, well, I also would wonder about like with all the COVID stuff going on too. I mean, up until last year, pretty much every year of my adult life, I had been like handing out candy, But then last year with COVID, of course, it ended, and with my dad being, sick and all that,
Yeah.
it kind of killed the tradition. So, yeah, so, yeah, so we're at 3 minutes here. So with this few people, we'll probably wait until the 10-minute mark to get started. So,
Okay. Well, I have some news for the fellas. Who's here? Just toys?
yeah, just toys.
That's cool. Well, specifically, this is for you, toys. That I haven't worked on the Lulz Trophy, but just to let you know, like I'm not completely bailing on the Batgoat thing. I made a temporary Lulz Trophy tonight before the show. I did spend a little time and I crafted something, so there will be a temporary Lulz Trophy presentation at the end of the show. So you, of course, I don't have to worry about, and bring your best game. And BG has the coof. I don't have the coof. I had it a long time ago. I'm congested. Like last weekend, I got a sore throat, so I'm still kind of congested a little bit. But it's like I was talking to someone about that. I'm like, I got sick, like just regular non-COVID sick. Like I just got a flu bug, and like I'm okay now. And it was just like weird being congested. And like, oh yeah, that's right. Everyone gets sick every once in a while, like normal sick or non-COVID sick. What does normal sick mean? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yes, temporary Lulz Trophy. The autopilot is here, so when I step away, I'll put him. Or Mike, when I take my break at 10 o'clock to get my second cup of coffee, I might just turn my screen so you can see. I'll mute it and turn my screen so you can see me in the kitchen making my coffee. If you guys want to see that.
Yeah.
I have Hangman here, and I do have a word selected. It is 4, 5, 6 letters. So I will get that ready.
Well, you might want to look up at the screen here for a moment.
Love the hat. Oh, thanks. I like it too. This is like the old, remember, like it was about 15, 20 years ago when the NFL teams all started doing that. So this is my beer house in Prior Lake, Boathouse. That's their logo.
Mhm. All right. Let's see.
So yes, I have a 6-letter word for you. I also, Mike, have we didn't even talk about this. That's all right. I'll be here through November, but December I'm going to be traveling. So December 11th is going to be finals on our trivia league. So that's the last hard date I have that I know for sure I'll be in Minnesota. By then, like holidays, for sure, I'm going to be in California. I'm driving down to Palm Springs to see my mom. So I would say halfway through December through halfway through January, I probably won't. I won't be reliable to be here on Friday nights.
Okay.
So for sure the holidays.
So your last day with me will be your last day on Friday will probably be the 10th. Then I'm guessing.
11th is a Friday, so yeah, like the 9th.
11th is a Saturday because I know this because I was running this stuff in my head.
I just looked it up on my phone on the calendar. December 2021. Yeah, you're right. It's a Saturday. I was reading it wrong.
Yeah.
So
remember, I had everything planned through the rest of the year here, so I don't know what Fridays are. So your last day with me will be the 10th, which will be
possibly. I'm just putting that out there right now that it's tentative because, like, I usually don't cement my travel plans if I'm driving by car, like out to Colorado or at this point California, to like the week of. So I may be here, through that week. And then I'll leave, but like depends on how much snow there is in Minnesota and how much I want to get the F out of here. Because so as it gets closer, I'll let you know. But like,
well, also from if you're going to be if you're saying at least from mid-December through mid, so that'll probably mean you won't be here for at least the first 2 weeks of January, right?
Probably. I'm going to give myself that for travel time too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for letting me know because then I can make arrangements.
Sure.
Make arrangements for them when that time comes. So. And
we'll talk again. We'll talk more as it gets closer. No promises, but I'll bring my computer with, and I may be able to co-host with you on the road. Like if I'm at my mom's place and she's got Wi-Fi, and So again, we'll talk more as it gets closer. Yeah. But I want to get those dates out there so it and everyone knows it, and then as we get closer, we'll see what happens.
Well, we don't have to worry. As I said, we don't have to worry about the 24th. Well, we'll talk more about that. So this is a plan for tonight, everybody. As now we're at 8:30, and we have 4 people in here now. So this is what's on tap for tonight, guys. We're going to, of course, start our July 1938 coverage. I'm going to be reading through some of the comics that went on sale. From DC Comics in July of 38, primarily Action number 3 and Detective Comics number 8. Then, after we're done with that, I'll be making as you guys have been hearing all week. I have 2 major announcements, and I will be giving those out. I'll be doing those. Basically between finishing of reading the stories tonight and before I do this day in each history, then we'll be doing this day in each history, and then so that's basically what's on tap for tonight. So, and as always, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. Helps get more people in here. So, we have 4 people. So we have another lurker in here. So that's nice. Let's see. If it's okay to be straight, why are half the people getting bent? Okay, don't know if that was meant to be a. Oh okay. I see.
It's Toys is being funny. I already laughed at that. That's good.
Yeah, and I see you already put something up. Okay.
Yeah, so don't share it, Mike. That's just if you've got to step away and I need to jump in with something, go ahead and I'll remind you to share that picture, and then I've got something to talk about.
All right. So we have 4 people now, and we're just past the 10-minute mark. So why don't we go ahead and get started on? Actually, I think I'm okay. Batgoat, I'm going to give you a chance to share this right now because I got to go take a quick.
Okay.
So I'll be ready.
Okay. So this is the bathroom. Have you guys been here this week, Toys? I know you haven't seen me chatting about working on the toilet. You see my little camping chair there in the bottom left part of your screen because I'm old, so sometimes I have to sit down. I also have like heavy duty, like construction style or plumbers like knee pads, the big heavy plastic ones. So I wear those too. And so many tools I needed and the mess I made, and the tank is still not seated correctly. So I was talking with my roommate on Sunday. We're going to fix the shower because I cleaned that. I so overzealously scrubbed the shower that the bottom lip part of it came off. So we're going to put some DB Weld steel stick on that. And I've got clamps, but it's going to be a 2-person job to get it done right. So we got to do that. And then I said, let's go ahead and reseat that tank to the bowl. With both of us, so we can do it precisely. You get it. It wobbles on the gasket that you put in there, and you have to tighten these 3 bolts at the same time, and they all have waterproof washers underneath them. So it's really important to get it leveled right and bring it down to kind of like the same level. I was trying it myself by like sitting on the toilet and doing it blindly, the screwdriver and a wrench, and it just didn't work. I didn't get it to seat right. It stopped leaking, but if you touch the tank, it'll leak out of the back screw. So we got to redo that thing. I tore apart my plumbing and only needed a wrench and ABS glue. That's true. It is surprisingly simple. I just had to keep finding, using different wrenches. And as you can see, I was like cleaning as I was going, and I'm just a messy dude, and I like taking pictures of the destruction that is me. So.
All right. So with that, before I continue on, Batgoat, is there anything else you want to put up to share, or are you good for now?
Let's see. I have a temporary Lulz trophy. Toys knows that, and whoever else is here knows. And like I said, at 10 o'clock, I'll probably take a coffee break. I'll turn my computer so you guys can see me in my kitchen. I'll mute it. And we got a game of Hangman going, and that's all I've got.
All right. So let's get started then on the reading of the stories tonight. So actually, the first story we're going to read for tonight, we're going to read. We're going to be reading from Action Comics number 3. And of course, we will like at least peek through some of the stuff as we're running along here. So you guys can at least take a like. I tore apart the plumbing and only needed a wrench and
ABS glue.
ABS glue. Okay. I get a plumber's wrench. They do the job. Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I went to the hardware store to get channel locks. I didn't have channel locks, so you can't do any job without channel locks. I had to go buy a pair of those.
All right. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the reading here. So, as we get down to the story, of course, this is early on in the days of Action Comics. Now, eventually, of course, Action Comics became a Superman title, but this is still in the early days when it was still an anthology. So here's a cover that's more reflective of that time, and of course, where Superman's not on the cover. And then here's an ad piece for the other comics, more fun, new adventure, detective. Big shots of the comic field, mystery, thrills, and adventure in every one of these comic magazines, 10 cents at all newsstands. Vincent Sullivan, the editor, and then here's the Superman story. This is, of course, Death Underground. Where I'll at least go down a little. This is basically about Superman saving some miners and stuff like that, and dealing with a corrupt mine owner.
Why would he be doing things with minors? Just stick with adults. You'll stay out of trouble that way, Superman.
I know you were joking there, Batgoat, but wrong type of miner.
Oh, like miners that go down underneath the ground. Okay. Oh,
Work in mines.
yikes.
Look at that. See, now that's how Clark Kent looked back in the 30s there. You see that? Classic 30s look right there.
That is a classic look. I love that. That is Clark Kent to a T. That's what I think of.
Yeah. Even though even in most modern incarnation, he still got the business suit and the glasses. I mean, I was of course watching Superman the animated series earlier today, and of course he just doesn't have the fedora though. But that was a classic look that he had. Of course, that was a classic look of the times too, 30s to the 50s. So. Just give you guys a good look at what. And I'm going to go a little quicker here because that's like 13 pages. And the Scoop Scanlon, star reporter from Will Eli, in black and white. Down to that. Oh, look at that. Somebody's getting a little grabby with that girl, huh?
A little grabby. Yep. Come here, dame.
Mm-hmm. Pep Morgan's another type that we talked about, one of these kind of Jim Thorpe-esque type athletes.
We haven't we read one of his before? Or
Yes,
haven't you read one of his?
A while ago. And then we read it. While it wasn't Pep Morgan, it was Cliff Chance last week. I know you.
That looks like a Aha video. Take on Me.
Yeah.
I know you don't watch music videos, but someone will get that.
I remember that one.
You remember the Take on Me? Aha.
Take on Me.
It was like the 30s race car drivers. That was the video. It was like sketched, but it was like a live action type of sketching, like the rotoscoping type of thing. So and they were all bad and they were coming after them with the pipe wrench, right?
Yeah.
Toys is telling me to get a proper pipe wrench. Yes, I should do that.
And here's Marco Polo. They that as well. Which is a tech story, but back in these days, I think they had to include at least one tech story in order to still be considered a magazine. Because remember, these were not called comic books at that point; they were called comic magazines. Hence the lengthy page count. All right, Tex Thompson by Bernard Bailey, and it looked. Yeah, I probably should go ahead and see if I can see if maybe upping the.
What were you just saying? They had to have a text.
Yeah, they had. They apparently, I guess, and I don't know if it had something to do with like the mailing or something like that, but for it to be considered, I guess, periodical at periodical prices or something like that, they had to have at least one text story. Those one story that was just all text or mostly text.
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 My bad, Mike. I thought you were saying text, like Tex Thompson there, and I'm like,
no.
That's my bad. Okay.
Well, I can see you getting confused there because we were about to read Tex Thompson.
Yes. Yes.
And I know with my slight lisp, it's a little bit harder to tell sometimes what I'm actually saying. So, anyway, so here we go. Tex Thompson by Bernard Bailey, and yeah, it didn't get much better. So, all right.
That's right. They got the weird.
So, synopsis. uh, for the sealed city.
My
Huh?
mustache is my stash is getting in the way of the microphone, so I'm trying to look closer.
Yeah, I mean,
That's hard to read, Mike. I can't make that out either.
yeah, I know. I'll try my best as I always do, but
Can you one up it? Like,
I just increased the font there.
did you?
Yeah,
Okay. Wait, this is a tough one. All right, go for it.
yeah. The blank for the sealed city brings Tex Thompson and his friend Bob Daly to Yucatopia. Once there, Tex and Bob set out to determine the blank. um, Basically, okay. So I think what this is supposed to be the synopsis so far. Basically, they were looking into the sealed city there, and they were trying to figure out what was going on there. That's basically what it is. I'm not gonna even try. All right. Anyways, that was an excellent meal, sir. I have never eaten such such a delicious dinner. Quite, quite the. Oh wait, let's see. Quite true, quite true. They um they must have they must have been they must have been
Prepared.
yeah, I know, but they must have been something prepared by
Prepared by a
a
master
master
cook.
cook. By
Yeah.
a master cook? I I thank you, sirs, but now a small favor in return. Would you be so generous and turn over your firearms to me?
Is that Fooey on Yui?
No, it's not food. This is the Gora, or the fake Gora, as we will learn.
Because yeah, he's like a Cyclops looking guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. This is actually one of three major recurring foes for Tex Thompson. This is his recurring foe during this early stage of his career before he took on a costume
Okay.
when he was just a plain clothes adventurer. I knew there'd be a catch to this. You'll have to come and take mine. Take it easy, Bob. Um, Take it easy, Bob. Why should we give you our weapons, sir? Fr- uh, Frank, Frank, frankly, because they are they are useless here. May I have one? I'll show you what I mean. Sure, here, sure. Um, let's see. Oh, Gi- um, give him your gun, Bob. I'll hang on to mine just in case. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your trust. Trust in me. He he he. Soroka. Prince Ogda Dlak Slart Koroz Ep
Durka Islamic Jihad.
Doroka. What do you think he's going to do now, Tex? I don't know, Bob, but don't trust him. You will oblige. You will observe that my servant is undressing himself. Now I take careful aim, pull the trigger, and bang, 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 bang.
Hate crime. He hates gay people. Oh, I made an assumption there. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what happens when you assume, right, Batgoat?
I don't know why the guy had to take his clothes off. Maybe I'm just assuming there's rainbow flags there. I don't know.
After the smoke dissipates or disappears, the roca is slumped against the wall with 5 bullets or 5 bullet holes around his heart. Good Lord! Deliberately shot him. He deliberately shot him, and in cold blood too. Gentlemen, do not do not condemn me yet. Now watch closely. Look, Doroka. Now ora topu. Shanai Shayez Shalira Rock Kapop.
Ooga booga.
Doroka turns and walks out of the room. Help! Tex, look! He's killed and he's still walking. You see, gentlemen, all my people are invulnerable to bullets. It sounds incredible. If you will follow me to my laboratory, I will explain the problem to you. I'll explain the problem to you. The trio go before an open. Oh, the trio gate before an open window. The view is very rusty, but
Pretty.
What?
Pretty.
Oh, the view is very pretty, but how does one get
Across.
That thought seems to be in my mind too. Merely a precaution. You might call this a fort within a fort. The Gora claps his hands, and a plain bridge is lowered, or drawbridge, or drawbridge.
A drawbridge lowered. Yeah.
Lowered. This way, gentlemen. Hee hee. I don't like this. I don't like the sound of that. Hee hee, Tex.
You know, when he clapped, he went like this. He went, and then the guy next to him went, "Let's go, Brandon."
I see you were having an exchange with toys there. It looks like,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and of course YouTube's being screwy with the counter again.
What, they say no one's here?
Oh, one person. They're saying
Yeah.
one person's here. Yeah. God, gosh, we're pretty high up, aren't we? Gosh. As they enter the opposite building, they are confronted by two giant men. Say, Mr. Gora, there, these men, I I believe they are friends of yours. I hope. Wait till you get what their names are, which would be kind of apropos considering we're coming up on Halloween here. They are. These are my two favorite servants. Scare 'em and haunt 'em.
Ah, that's good. I like it. I was gonna say, say space and snowflake, but
Now, scare 'em and haunt 'em. Considering the time of year we're in,
yeah, that is good.
they do anything I tell them. Anything. I wonder from what employment agency Agora gets his help. Agora turns to his servants. Tahar, Toot, Dazar, Ok, Scarum, um, walks over to Bob and picks him off the floor, pulls him off the floor. Hey, put me down, Tex. Have him put me down. Hey, you big lug, put him down. As Tex goes to the aid of his friend, Hauntum steps right in front of him. Right in front of him. Undaunted by the huge obstacle in front of him, Tex rushes forward, swinging his fist. The unexpected attack arouses the giant's ire. He draws his broadsword
And flashes his package.
and starts closing in on Tex until he has him backed against a wall. The Gora issues a command, then speaks to the other giant. Scarum, Taco, Lazat, Artiku, Akla.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ting, tang. Well, I want a bing, bang.
Little jet screamer there,
A little bit.
from the Jetsons. Bob is released, Um, let's see. Oh, Bob is released, wasting no time. Bob runs and makes his way to Tex's side, and with their backs against the wall, they await the Gora's next move. And now, my friends, I must bid you adieu. You are about to partake of a journey from which there is no return. You will observe that I am about to press a button. Um, when I do, you will drop. The floor opens, revealing a pit with water into which Tex and Bob fall. Splash!
No trap door.
Yeah, the old trap door bit. Classic. Bob, are you all right? Can you hear me? Here I am, Tex. Phew. That was some drop. Well, as long as we're both together, it makes things a little easier. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Hee 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 hee. And with with that strange laugh, the Gora shuts the trap door.
And he says, "Watch out! There's sharks with freaking lasers on their head."
Well, we'll see. We're not dead yet, Bob. Fortunately, I can touch the bottom with my feet. Come on, let's start swimming. After hours that seemed like days of alternately swimming and walking, Tex and Bob come to a small opening in the cave. Look, Bob. What? What? We're not licked yet. What? We're not licked yet. That was a classic way of saying that we're not beat. Saying licked.
They all used to say that. Like, I'm gonna lick you. I'm gonna beat you up. Like, that was common.
Of course, you know how people might take that today, right?
When I was a kid in the 70s, I heard, grandparents talking like that. It was still common even through later parts of the 20th
Yeah, but
century.
today, if it's more likely today that if somebody says they're going to lick you, it's most likely they're going to actually literally like lick you. Like,
True that.
like a frog or something would.
Yeah.
We made it, boy. Don't think we could have held out much longer. After a long rest, they start exploring again. We still must be in Shield City, Bob. There seems to be to have these seem to be the same woods. Suddenly, say say tech say te- say Tex, look over there. It looks like and you see them running. Good Lord! Gosh! The sight turns their heads cold. A man buried in sand up to his neck is full shaved or full shade with some with he's full shaved with or full salad with honey and blank red puts crawling with ants with red ants crawling over him.
Yeah.
All right. Again, some of this is a little hard to read. Of course, these scans are not always that great, but
Yeah.
and you probably saw that a lot in these type of comics and movies and television shows with these adventure type shows like that. That was actually a common way, I guess, to be tortured in like certain parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Just bury somebody up to their head, with only their head exposed, and have ants start eating them like that. Quick, Bob, start digging him out. I'll brush away these ants. Right. They carry the unconscious man towards the river. After fully revived, you both have saved my life. I'm grateful to you. Your wish shall be my command. Forget it, get it, man. But who would do a thing like that to you? Who are you? I, sirs, am the Gora of the sealed city. Now, a little clarification. The term Gora here is not necessarily a name; it's a title. I think it's a title meaning like he's technically supposed to be the ruler of the sealed city. Oh no! Wait. Oh no! You can't fool us. We've met the Gora, and besides, you have two eyes. I speak the truth, sirs. I am the real Gora. The one to whom you refer is an impostor. He tried to put me to death and take over my estates. But, thanks to you, sirs, he shall not succeed. But back in the palace, the pretender sees everything in the viewplate. So, all three are still alive. This time there must not be any slip. Scare 'em, haunt 'em. Good names for bad guy servants, huh? Scare 'em and haunt 'em.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, especially around Halloween time.
If I was gonna do it, I'd have two brothers, and they'd be Smack 'em and Jack 'em.
Yeah. Now listen closely. Somehow all three of my enemies have escaped death. They must die, and it is your duty to see that they do.
So all of a sudden they speak English now.
Yeah, I was just about to note that too.
Mm-hmm.
If they do not die, then my faithful servants, you will be killed in in their places. Now go.
Yeah, I'm not going to work for this dude anymore.
Hmm. Secure in the thought that the Gora thinks them dead, the three head for the palace. Not realizing that Scarum and Hauntum are coming toward them. Soon shall be in I shall be in complete control, and then quiet. Here comes the one-eyed one servants of evil. You two hide behind the trees. I'll go out and attract their attention. I'll make them chase me, and then you two do a good job on them, please. Yeah, here I am. The two giants give chase. And here I go. They're coming. Remember, it's it's me they're chasing. Stop them. Crash! Pow! Sock! Aye, those two are out like lights. Say, I sure put them in their places, didn't I? Yeah, right. He's acting like the only thing he did was distract them. He didn't actually clobber them.
He wants the credit for it.
Yeah. And I guess it's still hopefully just the two or three of us, huh? Even though the counter still says one.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, anyways, going on here. For such big boys, they certainly have soft skulls. Luckily for us, what are we going to do now? We must let's see. We must continue on toward the palace. The palace is reached. They enter.
They subdue.
Oh, they enter the.
They
Then then slowly crawls through in an open window. What are you going to do to me? At the sight of the three, at the sight of the three men, the would-be Gora um, becomes becomes
panic stricken.
panic stricken.
You went out of order too.
Huh?
It should have gone that one.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, the palace is reached. They they enter the grounds. Or they escape the guards. They escape the guards. Then slowly crawl through a window. An open window. Hello, Mr. Gora. We've come back to haunt you. Boo! Granted, this was actually written in July of 1938. Yet it's almost like they knew somebody would probably read it on Halloween or around Halloween at some point.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. At the sight of the three men, the would-be Gora becomes panic-stricken. What are you gonna do to me? Stay back. This is really my argument, and I'm going to settle it my own way. Step by step, the Gora retreats until he is cornered with his back toward the wall. Now, just for future reference, obviously the leader here of the Shield City is referred to as the real Gora. The first guy who was introduced as the Gora will, after this, just simply be known as the Gora when he will make his return in later issues, just to give you a heads up on that. Okay. Wears out a knife and throws at the Gora. Or brings out a knife and throws it at the Gora. And misses, but the knife finds another mark. It hits one of the Pretender's hidden buttons. The floor slides open from the switch, and the Gora drops in. Of course, I just improvised that because I can't read any of that.
Yeah, that's basically what it says.
A victim of his own plotting. Well, Gora, there goes the end of all your troubles. And just to give you a little heads up, he will actually return in a later issue. So, watch for further adventures of Tex Thompson in the Shield City next month. Let's see now. So we'll continue. Let's see. And here's Chuck Gotham. This is a Western one. Here we go. And here's the last one. Oh, yeah. That's what I was wanting to look for. Now I'm reminded. Oh, wow. We're already at 53 minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was looking to see where we were at on time there. So that one took a little while because of it was
hard to read.
Yeah. The Tara, Master Magician, and Death from the Air by Fred Guardinier. Zatara, I'm glad to welcome you. We're faced with some desperate criminals. Have you read of these deaths from the air? Only slightly. These men shoot their victims down from airplanes, don't they? Yes, and they always pick out wealthy men. These criminals shot down old man Wilson, our most noted banker, yesterday. It is a novel way to kill, but effective, for it leaves no clues. So basically, people are assassinating people with guns from planes. I shall be okay. I shall be glad to help. I aim at the hotel. I aim at the hotel Hilaire. Aim. I guess back then they used the word aim to suggest stay at, I guess.
No, it says M. I am.
Oh, I am okay. Okay. Just because of how they lettered that, I guess. I am at the Hotel Hilaire. In a distant corner of the city, the death from the air strikes again. And look at that. They got a skull and crossbones, and it's a red plane. Does that kind of remind you of something that would come maybe, I don't know if it's from World War One or World War II, but I think it's World War One.
Yes.
Does that
Red Baron.
Yeah, the Red Baron. That's what I was thinking too.
But see, the skull and crossbones was there was a French ace that had he had a skull with flowers around it, and that became kind of famous because like he was in movies after the war and stuff like that. And
Police commissioner's desk announcer broadcast the grim report. Death from the air has struck again at Gortalki Square. Police cars proceeding rapidly. This needs instant action. Pardon me.
you know what else?
But
Death from the air. They keep saying death from the air. Not until after World War II, because the first real paratroopers, the Screaming Eagles, 101st, all the real paratroopers, the Germans had them too. Then it became death from above. Everyone always says death from above. That's the motto, right?
mm-hmm. That's probably the more common phrasing of it.
Absolutely.
Zatara projects himself to the scene of the crime. And then you see kind of his astral form right there.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting way of putting it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This is something more than apparent apparent murder. They're after something valuable. My old friend, the tigress. I believe it wise to follow her. Remember the tigress from before, Batgoat?
I remember the name. I do remember the name.
She's kind of the female crime boss here.
Okay.
She basically is Zatara's arch enemy here.
Okay.
Hence why I decided to read the story here. Zatara's spirit follows the tigress to a law office. She feels an alien presence, but sees no one. Something around here's giving me the creeps.
Hey, Leto.
Leto's here, huh? Hey, Leto. How you doing, man? I hope you enjoyed the stories we're reading them.
Drive safe.
Yep. I echo that. And if you can like and share the streams, see if we can get more people here. Fixing to start driving, but we'll be listening. That'd be appreciated. Hey, Leto. Sorry, wasn't here yesterday. Phone wasn't charged. Couldn't watch. I'm good. I hope you're well. And then, all right. So, anyway, and then we'll do. Cool toys. Anyways, we now get back to the story here. Inside the office, I didn't see any body, but I feel that I was trailed. Have you got the will? Very well, my dear. Very well done, my dear. It took some planning. A locked door cannot bar the spirit of Zatara. You can kind of see now. Okay, Zatara is now in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at the frame on the left there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell exactly where his apparition is?
Yeah, you just follow the word balloon, and you can see over that guy's right shoulder. You can kind of see his outline.
Yep, that's kind of an interesting way to show um astral projection, huh?
It works though, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So our murdered man is Daniel Felon, the broker, and he has left the tigress a pretty fortune. Hide, um, hide that will. I feel someone else is in the room. Your baddie. No, um, no, she isn't. My compliments, tigress. Zatara reappears to the police commissioner. The tigress is on this. She persuaded Felon to leave her a slice of his money. Then her cronies killed him. I'll arrest her at once.
All right, you're good to go. You got a dude that said so. So go ahead and cut that warrant.
On what on? Here you go, Batgoat. On what evidence? On on what evidence? Being a legati in a will is no proof you murdered a man. Let me have a free hand in this.
Logical.
Ve- um, very well, very well. What a detective you. Very well. What a detective you make, being able to pass through locked doors. And look who's behind Zatara there. That's Tong right there. You see in the frame there where
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
now look at that next panel right there. Look at Tong. Look at what he's got right there.
He's got himself a copy of Action Comics. Way to go, Tong.
What what promotional work, right?
He knows what he's doing. That's a product
Yeah,
placement, Tong. Way to go.
yeah.
And
I kind of knew about this that this was going to be because I had read the synopses and stuff like that and some of the notes on this before, so I knew this was coming. But that there it is, the product placement right there.
yes, and being a proper dapper gentleman of the 30s, you must have a manservant with. So if you've got one that's going to do product placement and help you get paid, all the more.
Come on, Tong. We have work to do. Tong, you'll have to learn to drive an airplane. Me don't know how, master.
Way to go, Tong.
Tara and Tong arrive at the airport. I want you to teach my servant to fly a plane. You've got to have your own plane, mister. I'll see what I can do.
Leto asked if you made the announcement yet.
No, Leto, I'll be making there'll be two major announcements. I'll be making them after I finish the stories and before I do the This Day in Each History. So sit tight and be open. You know, the announcements are coming. I'll be doing them after I get done with the stories tonight. This is the second of 3 stories we're reading. So, um, anyways, so just be ready for it. Keep listening. A trim fighting plane appears before the 3 men. Me like guns. Say, you're pretty nifty, sir. There's your plane. Teach Tong to fly it. On his return to the city, Zatara pauses as an idea occurs to him. Look, look where he's going, Batgoat.
Yes, sir.
You want to read? You go. You can read that, right?
Yes, the
Go
female.
ahead and read. I'm going to let you read that. Read the door.
He's on the door. It says Female Escort Cove Company. References required. I believe that would be a place where he could maybe perhaps pay a little bit of money and then enjoy the company of a lovely woman for the evening.
Yep,
that would be my guess.
I believe escort was a classic term for, as we would know him now, a woman of the night.
Call girl.
Call girl's another term.
References required, meaning you can't be no dirtbag coming in here.
Yeah. This may be the place. You want an escort? To go dancing with you? Have you any references? The police commissioner, madam. Yes, Commissioner. I'm hot on her trail. I expect to find something tonight. And you notice how they spelled tonight back then? They spelled it as 2 words instead of 1. Like today, we spell it 1.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? They spelled it as 2 words back then with a hyphen.
Yeah.
Later that evening, there is my tigress. There is my tigress with the next victim. A hypnotic stare gleams in Zatara's eyes. I do not think I need you anymore, young lady. Go home to bed. And his dancing partner finds herself home in bed. Oh.
He's like a transporter, a Star Trek transporter, but in his mind.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
That's one of his matter transportation. That's
pretty sweet. That's a good gig to have.
Abilities. He's got a lot of the classic abilities.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Why I shall be glad to put you in my will, my dear. I shall see my lawyer the first thing in the morning. You darling. Zatara is up early the next day. Smith and Jones lawyers. He should be along soon. The tigress's partner of the night before steps out.
I'm all right, Mike. I'm just swearing at myself.
Oh. I didn't even hear you. I kind of burped for a moment. Listen, death from the air is the death from the air is waiting. I I think we'll have some fun. At a gesture from Zatara, a man becomes double, and the other self starts to cross the street. Am I me or am I him? Oh boy, shades of the confusion of today. Hey, Batgoat, am I me or am I him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. For a moment there, I thought maybe you stepped away to go grab your coffee.
No. I'm looking at something else, and my computer's being stupid.
Yeah. YouTube's counter's being stupid. Spitting a leaden hail of death, the plane swooped down upon its prey. Got him. You see what has happened to your double. Change your will back at once and stay at home for a while. Never see the lady you were with last night again. That afternoon at the police commissioner's. Great work, Zatara. Look at this. Daily paper. Woman behind death from air. Beautiful, adventurous, lures men into making will them, has them. Okay. Yeah, she's kind of a black widow here, huh? Among other crimes. That that stops any more deaths now for the murderers. And in another corner of the town, Zatara, I should have known. I'm ruined unless we can get this magician. Leave that to me. It will be a pleasure. Later in Zatara's hotel room, those two men are still outside, Tong. Want me go punch them, master?
Yeah, go punch.
I'm afraid that won't help much. And the police might only spoil matters. So the magician gestures and Tong becomes a bird.
Okay.
Nobody will suspect a pigeon, Tong. Get to the plane and meet me at the flying field. Peep. There he is. My my friends are still waiting. My friends are still waiting. This will be delicate. Zatara's eyes flare hypnotically.
And his nostrils flare rhythmically.
And the two men who are waiting are suddenly surrounded by a high wall. Hey, what the? Help! Let us out! Help! Good day, gentlemen. Fearing the air death, Zatara becomes invisible to human eyes. Now to get to the airport. All aboard for the airport! Look at Zatara's astral form there.
Mm-hmm.
I should pay my way, but I'm sure I'd be embarrassed. Beat beat it on top of the bus. The magician speeds to the airport. Think I'll go inside if there's an empty seat. Now, I wonder if he does find an empty seat, and if, what may happen if somebody decides to sit in that empty seat with him in it. That might be interesting. At the airport, Master late. Think I go back for him. Don't bother going back. Can you fly this plane? Master, me not sure. Not enough solo hours. Look at Tong with the flying goggles.
Yeah.
That looks kind of cool.
Yeah, but he's still shirtless, so it's all good.
Look at me, Tong. You have flown a plane 10 years. You know how to handle it perfectly. So now this is kind of a break from Kanan. For normally when he casts a spell, he speaks backwards.
Okay.
Back speech. But here it seems like he's breaking Kanan here a little bit by speaking forward. Under Zatara's spell, well, or maybe with hypnosis, but again, under Zatara's spell, Tong becomes an ace. We should find their hideout somewhere in the hills here. While in the nearby hills, a member of the Tigress's band hears the drone of Zatara's motor. I tell you, I'm sure it's Zatara. Who else would be out in these hills this time of day? Look at that guy. That's one hell of a scary looking thug right there. You see that back
That is very thuggish. Absolutely. He's even got the eye patch on. Yeah, I mean that's stereotypical right there.
That's not just a thug. That's not just ugly. That's thugly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Thugly.
Thugly.
Oh God, I think that guy would give kids nightmares.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, you see the picture I got up? You share that one real quick?
No, I don't, but so we'll
look at that. There's a World War I plane with the skull and crossbones.
All right. Back to our normal program. Tell Bill and Mike to hop up in the plane and give him the machine guns. Shoot to kill. The Tigress henchmen soon approach Zatara's plane, intent on shooting it down. Okay, Bill, let's turn the heat on that magician. Tong, fly as close to them as you possibly can. As the plane makes approach, as the planes approach each other, Zatara stands erect and gestures. Oh, here we go. Here's the backward speech. Inal paria e hakab or imokeb el gap ot et seye Fo Nam. So airplane become eagle of the eyes of man. I'm guessing that's what it would translate to.
Yeah.
And an eagle appears in the place of the enemy airplane. That gives me enough time to locate their hideaway, Tong. They came from the east. After an hour's search, Zatara finds a lonely cabin. Well, here we are, and not a bad landing field. So, this is the home of the death from the air. There's Thugly again. While I'm in the cabin, this make buzzard. This'll make buzzard bait out of you, Zatara. There's Thugly again.
Mm-hmm. He's even thuglier with a gun.
Yeah. Tong sees the man aiming his rifle. Master, master. Zatara whirls and gestures. Uoi inigami uoi is a nanak. You imagine you see a cannon. Hypnotized, the man stares into the business end of a cannon. Oh boy. Fire, and I'll blow you and the cabin to bits. Not me, Mr. Cannon. I quit now. I don't fight against artillery. Well, at least he's a smart. At least he's a smart thugly man.
He is. That was a wise choice.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with you. Me bang him with fist, master. A rock appears in place of the man. I think this will hold him, Tong. I don't know. He looks at least it looks a little better.
I was going to say the rock. That's an improvement for the guy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, how scruffy and how ugly he looks.
Yeah.
I want you to summon the police, Tong. You'd better be a homing pigeon, so you'll come back. See you in a little while, master. So he can speak as a homing pigeon.
Mm-hmm.
Out on the mountain road, the tigress heads for the cabin, accompanied by our lawyer and a gunman. Zatara is done, for I tell you, they went up after him in the plane. I'm not so sure he's a slick article. And another way of saying guy or whatever, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going in the back way. I'm taking no chances. Zatara searches inside the cabin. Ah, this is what I want. This is the evidence I need to send all of them to the chair for murder. Letters, receipts, orders. They must have felt pretty safe to leave all this hiding about. The lawyer quietly approaches the cabin. Zatara, Just as I thought. I'll see what a lead slug does to him. Zatara feels hostile eyes upon him. The magician suddenly projects his image so as to appear beside his would-be assassin. Pardon me, sir, if I intrude. Pardon me, sir, if I intrude. What the? Get him! Get Zatara! The tigress and her gunmen arrive and blaze away at Zatara. Your greeting is really too cordial. Permit me. To introduce the true Zatara, of whom I am merely a thought projection image. Look, he's looking at them out the window. As his projection is telling him, "Hey, look, here I truly am."
And he's smiling at him. Ha ha, you silly jerks.
The game is up. I'll ditch these mugs. The crafty tigress darts away and enters Zatara's plane. Now, to get this thing started. My old friend has escaped me again. However, we shall sit here and wait for the police. I'm going to blow your head off. Oh no. Zatara avails himself of one final trick. Handcuffs on your wrist are much safer than guns in your hands. As I said before, we shall make ourselves comfortable and wait for the police. The end.
Wah, wah.
And then there's another quick little here and there. And then that's that. Let's see. So hour 27. I think we can get one last story in real quick because the Speed Saunders story is only 6 pages.
Okay, go for it.
So I know we can get that one in. And then after I read the Speed Saunders before we do the This Day in Each History, I'll make the two. For those of you who are waiting, the two major announcements, I'll make those after we finish the next story. Anyways, so let me see now. So I'm gonna shrink it down a little bit here, back down to a more manageable thing for a moment.
All right. Keep looking. And Toys, I have your first two letters. So as you can see, the A was a miss. The
Have they
C.
gotten any of the word yet, Batgoat?
Yeah, he got the first letter.
Which was A?
No, the A was a miss. The first letter was a C.
C. Okay. How many letters?
6 letters.
All right, so we're now here. I'll get to the Speed Saunders story real quick. All right, so here's Detective Comics. Follow the gripping and adventurous story of the mysterious Dr. Fu Manchu by the celebrated author Sax Rohmer. Also in this issue, Slam Bradley, Speed Saunders, Buck Marshall, Spy, Larry Steele, Cosmo, and others.
Woohoo! Slam.
Sacco, adventure comic, more fun comic, action comics. Three homers in a row. Speed Saunders and the Hilton Diamond by Fred Guarnier. So this is going to be the story we're going to read tonight here.
Okay.
It looks like we should be okay here. We'll need a chemical report here. But why? The gun in his hand, it looks like suicide. It looks like suicide. That's why I'm suspicious. Your father, Jim, was one of the biggest diamond merchants in the country. I think we may have come across something too big and dangerous, even for him. The windows are all bolted. The door was locked when we broke it down. Your father was not ready for bed. I believe he entertained someone here before he was murdered. But who? That's my problem. Look at this door. A man could have locked the door from the outside by using a pair of thin pincers to turn the key and make a getaway.
Mike, I'm going to make coffee.
All right. And we have no clues. I'm not so sure. We'll leave the room as is until the coroner arrives and follow up a hunch of mine. Later in the hotel lobby, Jim, there's Elias Brent. He's the biggest diamond merchant in Europe. Wonder why he's staying here. Try the hotel register, see what room he has. Brent? No, sir. No such person registered here. He's a tall man with a diagonal scar on his left cheek. There's a room clerk. That sounds like Mr. Brandon. He is occupying room 411. That's directly under Mr. Hilton's room 511. May we see room 11? I'm from headquarters. Here's 411. Maybe there'll be a clue. Ever see these before, Jim? They're my dad's. What are they doing here? Ah, this is pretty good for. Suddenly, Brandon appears and lets loose with a 45. Take that, you thieves! Bang, bang! and a withering blast of bullets, Speed and Jim fall to the floor. Boom, boom. Fortunately, the detective and Jim receive only minor wounds, and a doctor quickly gives them first aid. I'm sorry, Saunders. Thought you were a sneak thief. Investigating the death of a man upstairs, I wondered if the murderer got away outside. I guess it was suicide though, for I didn't find anything. You'll pardon me. I must make arrangements for my trip back to Europe. Doctor will bill me for his fee. Do you really think it's suicide? What changed your mind? Of course I don't. Of course I don't. But I didn't want him to know. I didn't want him to know. Come on. We've got to follow him. Speed and Jim follow Brandon in a taxi. He's turning into Darnell's. The fence for stolen goods. Yes, the trail is getting warm. I wonder if after Brandon leaves, Speed tries his theory. Come on, let's see what he's got. Got any diamonds and can let me have cheap? Speed learns the truth from the glint of fear in the fence's eyes. No, no diamonds. Convinced that his hunch was bringing results, Speed re enters the taxi with Jim. I want to hear what the coroner says. We're going to headquarters. If that goes back yet. Still away in the kitchen. At headquarters, the chief coroner says there was chloral in Mr. Hilton's stomach, enough to knock him out for an hour or so. Was the chloral administered before the bullet was fired? Yes. And normal reactions of the body to the bullet were greatly minimized due to the drugging effect of the chloral. And I believe chloral in this case is short for chloroform. You know, that kind of chemical they put on rags when they want to kidnap people and put the rag over a person's face to knock them out. I want to go back to your father's room once more to make a more thorough search. Let's go! In the late Mr. Hilton's hotel room. Look at this, Jim. Know what it's for? Sure. It's used to carry diamonds. Do you know whether it belonged to your father? No, his sacks were all stamped with his initials. A stranger appears in the doorway. How do you do, gentlemen? I used to be Mr. Hilton's secretary. And your father expected this Mr. Brent to bring with him a newly discovered diamond weighing 200 carats. It was worth a fortune.
Hey, Woody, I got your letter. Good to see you here.
Hey, Woody. Hope you're enjoying the stories thus far. And if you can, and as always, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more people in here, that would be appreciated. And just to give you guys heads up, Drex is returning to Rakita tonight, and they talk some Halloween topics like being married to Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay.
Okay. Always a fun show with Drex on. We all know that.
Uh-huh. All right. So,
Woody, real quick, Woody, in case you didn't hear in the beginning, I do have a temporary Lulz trophy. Leto, if you didn't hear that, there is a temporary Lulz trophy. I have no one has scored any points tonight. So we got a few minutes here, boys. Step it up. Come on.
That connects everything up: motive to steal, the diamond opportunity, a discussion in the room, and the means a gun after a dose of chloral. And I know you were still away, Batgoat. I was explaining that the term chloral here, I believe, is short for chloroform.
Chloroform, correct. To knock someone out, they dump it on a rag and like put it over their face.
Yep, that's exactly how I explained it.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. You go with your father's secretary here to headquarters and get out a warrant for the arrest of the fence in the Bowery, Jim. I'm going to check the outgoing ships to Europe. So, but I don't know if Jim is actually an officer of the court or not, but because I couldn't imagine a civilian being able to go in and get a search warrant.
Right? Yeah. That makes sense.
Even back in the 30s, I don't think that would have been considered proper.
Correct. He's, like you said, he's got to be an officer of the court somehow, like a DA or something at the very least.
Or an officer of the law.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I know I said officer of the court, but I actually meant officer of the law.
Well, a district attorney can send out a warrant.
Yeah. Basically, it has to be a law enforcement officer of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, That's the point I was. When is the next liner for England?
Look at that dude's suit. He is so pimp. Look at that plaid suit. I want that. That's dope.
Yeah. Tonight at midnight, sir. Yes, sir. There is a Mr. Brent booked for passage, Suite 12 on A deck. He's trying to leave the country. Speed telephones headquarters. What? The diamond that the fence got is paste? You're sure? Then it was to throw us off the track. Meet me at the dock at once. A few minutes later, I need a search warrant to go into Brent's cabin. Unless I can do it alone, you stand guard, Jim. Okay, Speed. You wait here. Don't let Brent in. Inside cabin 12, A deck. A vial of chloral. He wasn't on board. He's still in my jurisdiction. If we get him before he steps, that's there he is.
He'll never spot me in this subdued camouflage plaid suit.
I arrest you, Donald Brent, alias Donald Brandon, for the murder of John Hilton. What? Are you madman? No, but you must have been to think you could get away with it. It was all too perfect, Brent. If you hadn't locked the door after you killed Hilton, you might have gotten back to Europe before you were suspected. Like they got him in the cuffs there. But Hilton had told his son to come up and walk in without knocking. And in that case, he wouldn't have locked the door. Too bad you didn't know about that for your own sake. The end. and then we'll just kind of breeze through the rest of this real quick.
Okay.
Everybody can,
He got him. Well done. Nicely done. Good
just
case.
so everybody can get a good look at the other stories.
Sure. While you're doing that, I got a letter guess from Woody. I'm going to go ahead and place that. That was a hit, Woody.
So how many letters?
They have 2 out of 6.
So CR then, right?
CR, correct. I'll go ahead and spell that out to make it a little easier.
Well, you said it's 6 letters, right?
Correct.
I think I might know what the word is.
Oh, Mike has a guess, you guys.
Shall I give it?
Let's see. Let's see if they allow you to. Well, if you want to throw a letter out there, go for it.
I?
You want the letter I?
Mm-hmm. Is that part of the word?
That is a miss. Way to go, Mike.
Okay, so it wasn't what I thought.
Nope. All right, Woody's got another one, which will probably end this one now, I would imagine. That was a good letter to guess, Woody.
What letter did he guess?
He guessed E, so here's where, poop. You see it? CREE.
Oh, now I think I know what it is.
I hope everyone's got it. I'll spell it out one last time if you're still scrolling there.
And here's the slam story, by the way.
Slam. Woohoo.
With the girl. So there we go. And that's all for that tonight. All the main stories.
Right, very cool.
All right. So we're done with that for tonight. All righty then. Yeah. All right. So how do you want? Shall we do the Hangman first, or do you guys want me to do the major announcements first?
Let's just we'll wrap up my junk here, my trash real quick. Anyone got a guess then? You got it, Mike?
I think I do.
Go for it.
Creepy?
Creepy. Ding 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 ding.
Initially I thought it was crimes.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one.
But then when you said that I was not included, you said E, and then you said the second E. I knew. Okay, creepy. Either creepy or creeps. So,
woo! You guys win. That's the first win from you guys on the chat for Hangman. Well done.
That's really the first time I played.
That was a good one. All right, so I'm just going to do a carryover from last week. All right, so last week's winner was Toys. No one really threw any jokes today, so I'm going to go ahead and give him the temporary. Are you guys ready? It's the temporary Lowell's Trophy. Dun, 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 dun. See, that's actually a laminated piece of paper with 2 popsicle sticks glued and duct taped to it. So it's official. That's your temporary Lulz trophy, because that's how much I love you guys.
Yeah, it does seem like this week was kind of a low week energy wise, this past week, because it just seemed that way. But I know sometimes that happens. All right, so Batgoat, are you done? Is there anything else, or?
Yeah, let me share one last thing real quick. I didn't do this last week. Here's a. I know we haven't had that dumb troll here for a while, so let me just want to show you my daughter and my grandson from when I told you guys we were at the Renaissance Fair and then we went to the candy store. So there it is. That's my Maddie, my Madison. and my little Esley. So,
yeah, a cute pair there. A cute pair there.
Yes, I think so. I think I don't know where they got that from. It certainly wasn't me.
Maybe that's one of the few good gifts your wife, your former wife, probably left you.
Absolutely.
All right. So, anything more?
That's it. We got the hangman. We got everything. So, I had mentioned this in the beginning of the show, and just in case, like, say for Woody and Leto, I will probably we'll know more later, but from the middle of December through the middle of January, I might be taking off for traveling.
So he's not going to be around much. All right. And with that, I have a couple major announcements. Then we will do the This Day in Each history, and then we will close everything out. And Batgoat, if you'll stick around for a couple minutes afterwards.
Absolutely.
Just kind of wrap up. All right. So my two major announcements. First off, starting this Monday, November the 1st, the Mikestand will be moving up an hour. So the mic starting this Monday, the Mikestand will now be starting at 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern instead of 7 and 10. Just, I figured it was probably a good way to try to see if we can get some more people in here. Hopefully maybe get a critical blast raid if possible.
Sure.
Come in from there. Hopefully, might be able to draw some more people in. And for those of you who sometimes conk out early or have to get up early, it would it might help you guys stick around a little longer and get through the stream more. So starting this Monday, November the 1st, the Mikestand will start at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, new time. Starting
very
this
cool.
Monday, November 1st.
I personally am going to appreciate the hour earlier. That'll work.
All right. Well, it might be a little more difficult on Wednesdays though with your trivia, but
yeah, then I'll be missing. So Wednesdays I won't be here, but it's going to be better for me personally and for Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also with that, of course, we'll probably be able to do a little longer, maybe do one or two more stories too.
My coffee mug.
All right. World's coolest grandpa.
Because it's an Arctic mug, so like it keeps drinks cold, like the metal on the inside. You know what an Arctic mug is?
Yeah, I think I've heard of that. All right. Well, so yeah, that was the first announcement. The second announcement is some scheduling updates. So basically, just to give you guys a heads up, Batgoat gave his little notice from mid-December to. So as of right now, there are no shows planned for Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving Friday, New Year's Eve, which is Friday, or I'm sorry, Christmas Eve, which is Friday, December 24th, and New Year's Eve, Friday, December 31st.
So I'm taking a good time off anyways.
Yeah, so those 4 days right now are as of right now, we won't be doing shows. However, I want to give you guys the option for the 31st, since that is New Year's Eve. If you guys would like, on New Year's Eve, we can do an open mic night. If you guys are interested, let me know, sometime before then we can plan for that. Aside from that, as of right now, Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving Friday, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve, there will be no show scheduled. If you guys want an open mic night on New Year's Eve, I'm open to it. Just let me know, and we will see what we can do. So those are the two major announcements. Just a couple scheduling announcements. So another quick reminder: starting Monday, we're moving up an hour to start at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern, and also as of right now, no show scheduled for Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving Friday, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve, with the option, of course, of doing an open mic night for New Year's Eve. So, so with that, let's wrap things up by doing this day in each history. Today is Friday, October 29th, the last day of October. So when we meet again, we'll be in November. We'll be almost out of the year of 2021. So 2 months left there. So
talking history, woo woo, history, niche.
Yeah. So today is Friday, October 29th, 2021. Let's take a look back at this day in each history. Let me just quickly review for 1981.
Woody said, niche.
Mm-hmm. Yep, as he always does. And then that. Okay. All right. So here we go. And yeah, that's 2011, 2001. All right. So first off, we head back to 40 years ago today, 1981. On this date in 1981, the 510th issue of Detective Comics went on sale on this date. It was 60 cents. It basically was a Batman anthology at this point, featuring Batman and one of his, and with Batman as the headliner, and then the backup feature being, a member of the Bat family. In this case, Batgirl. The two stories that were in it: Headhunt by a Mad Hatter, which of course guest starred the Mad Hatter, and then Bride of Destruction, guest starring Supergirl. So on this date, 40 years ago today, the 510th issue of Batman went on sale on this date, back in 1981. So with that, we will go ahead and move on to the next piece of niche history. As on this date, 20 years ago today, in 2001, from Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky, the WWF held its Monday Night Raw event. On this show, in the main event, saw Shane McMahon beat Vince McMahon in a street fight. This was, of course, still during the whole invasion angle and all that. Among some of the other matches included the Dudley Boys defeating Kane and Undertaker to, according to this, they said they retained the WCW World Tag Team Championship. Kurt Angle retained the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship over William Regal. Chris Jericho and The Rock retained the WWF World Tag Team Championship over Booker T and Test. And to open up the show, Edge defeated Rob Van Dam to retain the WWE Intercontinental Champion. So 20 years ago today, Monday Night Raw was held from Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky during the invasion angle. And one last piece of history to go. On this date, 10 years ago today, in anime, this day in niche history anime, the Toei Animation movie Sweet Precure, Take It Back, the Miraculous Melody That Connects Hearts, premiered in theaters on this day in 2011, 10 years ago today. Sweet Precure, I believe, was part of the Pretty Cure franchise. So on this date, 10 years ago today, Sweet Precure, Take It Back, the Miraculous Melody That Connects Hearts.
Good Lord.
In theaters.
That's a mouthful.
Oh yeah. Well, what I've seen recently, some of the more recent anime series, not just movies, but some of the recent anime titles have become mouthfuls.
Have they?
Let's see. There's That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
Okay.
How to Summon a Demon Lord. How Not to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Comey can't communicate. There's a few that have actually become like sentences and paragraphs now.
Okay.
That have come out more like within the last like 5 years or so.
Well, I remember Harley Quinn, the emancipation of one fabulous dumb SJW named Harley Quinn. That big title for the movie Birds of Prey.
Okay, so anyways, all right, guys. Well, we just got to the 2 hour mark, so we hit pretty much 2 hours exactly. I thank everybody for being here. I thank you guys for the likes and shares. Hopefully, we can at some point get get the word out. And also remember, guys, starting Monday, Mikestand will be now on at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. So be remember that and be looking for that in the notifications. So until then, guys, bye.